So, I want to talk today about the number one reason that you should never go live. The number one reason why you should never go live. So, if I haven't met you already, my name is Rebecca Cramer. I am a coach. I teach my clients how to use social selling to grow their business. I just want to check one thing. My lives are being locked on Facebook on my personal, but now it's not because I unlocked it. Anyways, so if you are watching this live, I would love it if you would hashtag live. If you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay. So today, first of all, my name is Rebecca Cramer. If I don't know you already, and I am going to go over the number one reason why you should never go live. Well, the number one reason, I'll just say it right off the bat. The number one reason why you should never go live is if you don't know what you're talking about. If you don't have the knowledge, if you're not an expert and you're trying to pretend that you know what you're talking about, or maybe you're trying to have an opinion about something that you don't really have the information, you shouldn't be going live. You shouldn't be talking about that while you're live, because I'll tell you why. What happens when you go live and you don't know the topic that you're talking about? People will be able to tell. The reason that we go live on social media, well, one of the main reasons that you should be going live is to build trust. You should be going live to build trust so that people could see that you actually know what you're talking about, that you're an expert, that you can be asked a question, that you know the answer, that you can speak to the topic and be confident about talking about that topic or about teaching or relaying that information. And so when you don't have knowledge and you try to talk about something that you're unsure of, people will be able to tell, and it will compromise the trust. It will make it so that they don't necessarily have the trust that you were. That's the whole purpose for going live in the first place, right? The whole purpose for going live is so that you can build that trust. And so that would be my advice. If you are not going to talk about something that you know about, okay, so let's talk about the opposite of this. So what can you talk about? What can you talk about when you go live so that you can be successful? Well, first of all, talk about things that you know about. You can talk about frequently asked questions. Why wouldn't you talk about frequently asked questions? If you're always getting the same questions, the same things that people are needing information about, you should be talking about them. You should be answering any objections when you're going live. That's the perfect example, actually. When you have objections about your product or service, probably on a regular basis, objections happen, and we tend to have the same objections over and over. So if you can handle those objections when you're going live, people will consume that content, and the more content of yours they consume, the more information they know about you, the more they can see you as an expert. I'll tell you, the shorter the sales cycle becomes, because they already went through the get to know you part when you went live all those times, and you handled all their objections, and you answered all the frequently asked questions. What else? You could be explaining to people how they can actually do business with you. So how can people buy from you? They can see that you're an expert, you're going live. So how can they actually choose to do business with you? How can they take the actions to do that? So I mean, there's so many different reasons that you could go live. There's so many different things that you can talk about when you're going live. But the most important is that you use the whole going live situation to be able to build trust with your audience. Because it's no secret that when people trust you, they'll be more likely to buy from you. There's still that no like and trust factor. when it comes to any sort of business, any sort of purchase. People want to trust you. And when people do trust you, they will absolutely be more likely to buy from you. In fact, maybe there would be no follow-up. Maybe there is no required actions after that video. Maybe that would create inbound traffic for you. Can you imagine? Would you go live if you could be guaranteed inbound traffic? Inbound, what does that mean? People contacting you for business, people searching out your website to make a purchase, people, connecting with you, trying to get you to help them buy from you. I promise if you go live, that's what happens, because you'll be able to build the trust. And as long as you're talking about something that you know about, that you're an expert on, that people will trust you, that people will be more likely to move along in that sales process. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I do have a boot camp. Wait a second. So I have a boot camp where I go over all of this next week. So it starts on Monday. The link is below or in my bio if you're on Instagram. And in that boot camp, so it's a 5-day boot camp, February 14th to 18th, where I am going to come on and teach you these things, teach you how to actually create your own personal brand so that people are attracted to you, the right people, the people that are going to pay you. Creating an offer, how to create that offer. The other thing that I know is going live is fabulous, but unless you do it consistently, you won't have as much engagement. You won't have as much interest. So it is important, as is everything in a business, it's important to do consistently. So I'm going to go over many more things than that next week, that you're going to be able to actually create your offer. And we're going to implement everything so that by the end of the week, hopefully there will be sales. There will be sales from that. So sign up for my bootcamp, and I hope to see you next Monday. Otherwise, I'll be here tomorrow for my Fundamentals of Success, the top 7 things that entrepreneurs need to rate themselves on every single week. So I hope that you'll join me for that. Sign up for my bootcamp, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.